Wakata empense musu medidi na nama entifo mene Kwesi Paka Wilson ene na Afia Broni eka bomu asomu osua mache
yeah oba
you be ade I like that me obi ade I ain't na me obi ade
da ho
ade kaka
mo se kutu
always me cancel
menga asa kahwe
obi be cancel
mesrew a menga asa
fato aso e
na bi say obesa me cancel
mesrew
yanke kan
me kuta onko to dwem
mate with the no problem there's no problem
mesrew be bia kiss wa ba chopa be fesi wa be obi ade sin kind that period
mate yes biaka mate
now where dey
yamnadum kaka eguswa ye
hwe na minya bad news brand
in fact they all am I ready so go for graduation yamnadum Saturday and then draw the release almost postpone the graduation.
Oh,
it's not so one did for 3 days.
So I won't come here.
It's what
ya cobra yezukui.
Na ye graduation na.
Me nipa so dey age ne samba kakra. Mo se post.
Ti se o mo de kwa.
Se be do wana se atare ya pampam na chi ye.
Na mo we de bronya be
until further notice.
Until further notice
it could be next year. Yes. Any
just on tika fa why.
So mo di bronya.
Any dey o me court.
Yama all the graduating class.
And men dey.
Mo kafra. Oh the ya graduating na mo bia kafra. And no abraso frame bedu frame.
Okay.
Ono so no complain sa bi esu.
Macre bio. Macre
last week
trailers of beer. I ever na say.
O di beer na
we emphasize.
Vino.
Macre beer.
Vino.
I was say daily graphic truth and accuracy every day. And I yede na we twa Ghana man pani His Excellency John Dramani Mahama ni foni ewo ha na mpanifo ahodo bi nso eka ne ho na ye fankom nsawom highway na omo constructor na se kwan na omo ye no o construction ewo ho de ni kodi e kwo hwe se na adwumadie nu ekoso ehun foni na we twa e de aba he kwan nso na eda fefefe no se ofanko nsawom highway 77% complete. President Mahama tours project site of Anko and Sawim Highway 77% complete. President Mahama tours project site. Enu asem el kratai enimu. Inflation hit 6.3%, lowest since 2021 rebasing, and also page 16 Katai Emu. Afi wucha ora Joshua Ansa, TUC Secretary General, Infoni Ewaha, or the trades union, businesses decry water past tariff hikes, and also asama ebebe to dwa na sa beto dwa se ye kore January bosum ni mu na sa afia ye ba besini oba betoto nkane eni nsuo bom en wo chese trade union edwumayefo nkabompo ahodo no anya de a omuni eje ho efise kotobeku mapa moya Kwesi.
So the in Sawom of Anko Highway yambo enizi for abaso. In fact, I'm a frequent visitor of Accra. And for some time now, because I'm not quite in Yenintino, I'm a playing Neko. Just last weekend, we got Accra. And before quite
you drove, okay.
And I am happy to say that at least the 77% now on my Penikano are very true. Okay. Because baby, I'm not kind of saying, nah, don't do now my year. Say we do in Sawom Junction ho kaka we do bo ni ma che bia se o kakra no o mefi hodi e ho na say enheda anye papa bia China mall no won ya to poko acid amasama do maye na kan amasama wo kakra bi no so o mo ye to eye poko acid ni na so o mo ye o so mo ye adwuma no it's no ye bedo massive because in fact it was a very difficult challenge for people. Maybe because of that, na me driver na me check na yemi. That's why I stopped driving on the road. And I said, so drive ya. So connected through a bridge. Besi suman sana. It's a no debate 2 hours. Call final one. So be debate 3 hours. So 4 hours. Edia 2 hours. Edia buy Kumasi. So we call Akasa almost the same thing. The spare parts that the idea be say senior the idea. Ni na can be. It's I say bo mabaso. Say Omobaya, they haven't abandoned the project, but rather Omoto. So Sana Ghana for in Africa. Say Abambishi Bibiasia, Uba, Robert Twasso. Sana in because at the end of the day, onyama endisi fon kwa oyama Ghana fu nyina na enye bi fon kwa no oyama nti mebo omampani bas na masaka cha ni say enye hon kwa na kwan na se oye wi a bebi akwan na se ni nyina no they should make sure that they do it oba osino ko baby akwan na se basa omunye na omunye in fact utra eye konongo na wokọ
asantachim dwaso ne
sa kwan no so photos na dia de nyina wo sa kwan no so so mohwe na moye yakwe that is the yakwe na mepe yakwe in fact what na mepe sa kwan
yakwe
exactly photos wo dia gro ama o time be pai and people complain all the time nti ye wi of anko ne nsawom de no na ye hwe sa kwan na kaka ne nyina so ase kwan no so no ma ye ne nyina de amaye njo me ye maya at least ye fa so himself ye safe because my can has severally say it's a sinful say as of my Ghana 68 years we haven't been able to connect the two biggest cities in this country ya kan le kuma se wo kwa wo fa bra bia so and yes adum chedi a wo no so exactly it my can has say it's very shameful. Yes, hallelujah. Everybody can go me feel I remember trade unions for the no so. Many of me 100%. So me say water and electricity bill cost. I agree with them because I have always been against, especially electricity war. I have always been against it because of fact that war. Wasting it too much. Wasting it too much. Sika enyunu from ECG for one a dozen. If they are able to sit at the end of Kenya, and we hear say, Ombe electricity tariffs. Honestly speaking. So I am against every electricity tariffs because I'm against it. Because say you're more idea. No one should see here. Why should they come and take more from us? About someone our budget still now, so why don't you check where now what's the problem no? And son of more away ho. In Jahodia, no one yagin. Easy for me, no one yagin crowd on that note. Now say public account committee. You saw some of the testimonies that went there. Sikama for Seno, AD, said Basa, Poto, the Legislative Company of Ghana. In Jakassi. She says, yeah, after. Yeah, Africa continental trade
area.
What she say? Ghana goods, but call other African countries. Now, what the tariffs air costly, production, a boba cost, the prices, ever cost, so quite competitive. You go be say, I want to say Cote d'Ivoire, Togo, Nigeria, any other places, you know. Legislative tariffs in saying it is a meton 4 week, now meton 5 cities, Ghana. Not Togo for a ton model 2 cities. 3 cities are. Why not better Ghana for the year? No. So that's why they are crying.
You know, they call the same.
They call the same area. That's why they are crying. So I agree with them.
Okay, but I understand say IMF conditionalities ni be say.
I agree to that. I agree. I agree, but there's always a renegotiation. Okay. IMF for your money in negotiation. Into with this and a bit my negotiation account. What I say, but among some standard. So no matter what, they won't go and do any negotiation, they will do it. In the mystery, say see a promoting Ghanaian businesses, imposing tariffs on them no will make production costs go high. At the end of the day, young consumers young and never got any bebre. Because no, and I'm saying electricity work cost no. Or didn't have a share product in them. Say I also bad what take. No, say. As for water, them no me agree. Anti Galamsey stop, they should increase it. Yeah. Because Galamsey can be. And I must say the treatment of insurance no work so. Chemicals on the tegum and your chemicals ketwa. In the them no me but ECG at the blacker. At the blacker ECG. A conduct have to resist it. Okay. With the
if you Omanpenyi John Dramani Mahama waya dear on say Ghana ha no ho. Senka ye twatwa niema so a enkasa brinki ye dru baby a ye dru enkenye ha na ye wo se ye totoa na ye maso a ba se ye wadwe bi sa ban bi aba waye ne de wenwie na ye to abati ano na okoye enti nipa asemesi a wo no ye to ma no a oba ye no so obeto so a na se ye kasa ban dada no kra na ye o mpese ye bebo sa ye mpese obebo obi fufuro bi ye din ade ahye mu say on nipa asemesi na ya na sa aban we na ntia ne o mbeto so kra na ono so aba be start bibi foforo no ono so abeje egu ho na okọ na saa ne ye no entu behwe no eniema na ye nkete na ye prekese na egu ho na afei ebi sei na afei ye sika no ye westi no kwa mekai konfo anoche edan tintin a na esi we ya ye se hwan ya peso na o si ye
40 years
nkroma peso
maternity block
so see o se obi aban bi ba ye na obeto aso a enke ebedwiri ebu asa akoye foforo ya boka kwa enti se aban we ya ba no oto aso se ya eye de aka nyina kra me mesusu se ko to so na ko ono no de a ono so be kan otumi ye kakra de so a fine but arehosem wo my way but ye mo na ba so se kwan no be control complain pa any accident ni ade a esisi wo kwan so ti se na ye ya mana da ho a fine pa na nkane abo yi a ye ka ho asem ye me say apart from say sika ni nyunu no ye wo baby wo ho no mo a ka egu ho nye kaketoa but they will not go there company sakakraka enkrofo wo mu yusu enkanea a kire se omunye omadwe se wo mu tua ne se buburuja but they will not go there be ye de bia bosom ye betua bia 200 cedis ne 300 ye no omotata yo enye easy enti ye besre se omuma papa we ba afofo papa ya na no electricity niema ira ye ya Mahama or they say Dubik.
Only obi mo.
Also ba afofo na make cassette ono na pencil. Oba afofo no. Na dey is yo. Uba wa no ma company we uba wa buy company sikura o muntuatua. No mo wura ho na kikiri sa. Ba say zi niema ye say adwobreo ana ono okoye na omonsesa afofo ni ntia na say.
Obi an ne strategy.
Obi an ne dey
exactly.
Ba ye bom pa ye say yesra omo ntoto niema yie. Na enkane abo na kwosoro bebida sisi akra pepe sisi ade gusua na asan as what talk
so we talk 200 is just sort of be 300
seriously
we talk 300 so to be 400 because of the increment
we talk gusua na asa omunye
na woni surface dey na etima wi mis beto 300 series ya say ade ya tutum beto 300 series na mehwe card so 300 na me begus what's the 300 na abetro wo so but we use here enche
because
how na imagine say okay 7,000 first na me 300 na bi o mama 20 units ya
exactly
say say o mama 15
exactly
but what about 300 na low
so by ya
units no I don't know how they measure them
yeah just spiritually
yeah they be spiritual units David
na that's spiritual
there's a name for it, you know. And so that's the point.
I said 300 they ba be so
but the power of Benyano
exactly.
Power na yanya so anka be hu say okay
the unit in the unit in the
so unhum ade unhum nti unhum no ya
we no hum sembe ne we no moni na
no cry one
e so I the guide into us so Ghana's favorite newspaper Henry Professor Ahmed Jinapo Abdullahi Nifoni ena ewahai or say 6 University of Ghana Learning Centers not accredited GTech ena ebo sa amane wotwa Professor Naba I appear amfo or University of Ghana Vice Chancellor Nfoni ewo aha na Openigi Tech so Nfoni ha chese centers awodo anase centers nsia biensia University of Ghana adesuafo ekwadentete ewo ho no wo se enimu accreditation inwi epaya na se accredite enu amani akata yi abontunya krata yobetumi enyemu nchiremu ehene he na eka ho bi story no e page 3 EC postpones district assembly unit committee by elections na nipa na oba behwe so na so omo wo ho na omo behwe so man ato aba na nkasa na sisi a nkofo edu omudin enam achese ye ya twe omo asensan ne be den na omotumi enya etidan ne asumye they are conducted side elections is yes atwen the asensan we try Mami Jane mensa emphony the aba MPP outdoors amended constitution and also page 3 was say wo constitution was secret wa secret bi wo mutu nya krata ya wetumi enyemu nchemu de ne den na wasakra wom de nsoso foforo na abeka hom special needs education free Ruwa Haruna Idrisu education minister nimfoni ha ana ono nso ebo amane se sebi omo edi dem anase omo ne tibia ne ntse yene a ye bibia adwuma ye no se saafo no omo adesua na so omo education sem free okosuku a yenye ni sika bia Kwesi. Afia.
The story, you know. I was surprised when someone questioned the opinion. The certificate is it invalid or not? I was just asking myself because he mentioned because Osho story now was not Sunyani womb, na home, na I think Kaswa, Cape Coast, Koforidua. Yes, so no Kumasi Camp, Kumasi Dian Camp. I am Kumasi Learning Center, but Kumasi Camp. Yes, I think was part. Yes, not wa.
Okay.
So I was asking myself, so one course, so facility me now. Is it the case there? I'm certificate at the moment, invalid or not? Well, I'm not able to answer that question now, but it's something that I was thinking.
And
exactly. Exactly.
Exactly. Now every day I say,
invalid. Exactly. It's necessary. And University of Ghana, it's the premier university. I don't know the circumstances under which my learning centers and accredited because University of Ghana when I'm 30 pages in a month for was when I'm the premier university so yeah more than can some but we are yet to hear the side of UG we can't condemn them and now pass any judgment but let's wait for the side of UG but I'm a can't easy for day because what can send bien and now me who you know me catch up I told the commission I said it's the same thing people would think. Say because of the air courses and now we postpone the year election. People chow and year no
okay.
The cry me say omonista. Second one by election. It's now we postpone it. Now it is not because say
pamu
say petition say papa mo. It is not that. It's take it for me and none of pay. Says postponement of the assembly election has nothing to do with the petition against the commissioners. And purely based on funding. We are mature messages. And purely based on funding. It's in Mesre. Jabati say postpone because papa more no and you know correct. But it's rather sikan to do the election. It's asama
special needs for some more Yera Haruna Drisu Eken. I think say also see more education ye free it's good. On say special needs near war a bit more ma for will be. To me and provided dear was so more provide the man ran beer. Any way be more so a bit nifty cry. And I also one more education some no make us a higher than sebi kwada omono ye normal because niam bi omono behia no ebe doso ache de ono bi a wo ye normal no enti ni saban so wo ye ni free a ebe boa enipa bebre ama omoma atumi akọ
I think it's free that I don't think so
nani obesebo semikena
I think it's free that I don't think they pay
okay enti e bia na niam bi ana e free no omo nya no sisi omo ba benya de aka ho de is good say omubenya sa we say no na your friend is saying me kra me hu yi sidie no adwe ba metiri mu ano no
in fact I'll show you I'll show you a message
papa mo
na
na sumunyo
be bitu ma na ma kiresi
say kra o be ka say mo papa me na me sa mre me moje ni nkoko elections but say the paka ka say it sade a enyina yate ase na friends University of Ghana de na ye me nwanwa nwanwa for entina me bisa say mako school no bia 4 years na nyame adoma wie age me nkrata kire se bia me koye bia masters ana bia me koye degree ana bibisa nti ashebu ana
that's obrego ya Then kabeye war.
Hey.
Kabeye civil war pa.
Kabeye civil war.
Kabeye civil war. And then some form sika mami.
It also say there's an honors responsibility on you as an applicant.
So
to check the background of the school, whether the school is accredited and not accredited. That's what we do.
How
University of Ghana
on the applicant.
University of Ghana there. Obi
a
it's just like Mamika, it's just like wedding. And yeah, I saw the
wedding.
I saw the wedding. I non and void.
So for be
exactly. And what so you say, no a wedding. No, was sorry them. Lots of number certificate. Sound soften only sad to me to be sad. Into warrior in Memono, worry. Exactly. Exactly. It's why a wedding of one come about a Memono. As someone else show Memoa. You are not married because some place, is not certified or accredited to conduct wedding. It's the same thing here. So it's an honest responsibility on us to check. What I say, baby, are sent to you. So one go main campus, which we all know.
Yeah.
Go and check.
School affiliated to.
Exactly. Go and check.
Learning centers.
Go and check. What are they accredited on? Because or say a band say go school say certificate invalid. I
will not blame them too much. I almost say University of Ghana center.
Na mo de mo yan ka mo fio ebusuna ijina so na ide happy belated happy birthday kwa amabrel ani so uko school e wo biwe so MAGHS na nama enra na wudi wo birthday wudi 14 years happy birthday to you Brill ani so we so MAGHS wo form 3 free anasa wo kwa sorry so e House of Faith e wo from Isra free o mama Mrs. Dina CEO of Lady D Fashions ewo kwamo ene o papa Justice Kwame a police officer ewo Tepa ene ebusiani na ye na ite trebi ntina na ma belated happy birthday to you nyankopon show na omie wa adwene mu na oma wonimje na onso be ni patitiri ema ebusuana ne oma ne nyina enya ho mfaso belated happy birthday to you bro ani we so MAGHS form 3 nanama nkupo show wate happy birthday libin so eko ama nana pia kubi ifri oyokoba na ekua free o happy birthday to you nana apia kubi ifri oyokoba na ekua free o se nkupo show pa na onti nenemu enshow ifia
happy birthday enkoma John Akwa ene your birthday John Akwa ewo epreda ko every Mary K your woda ko dwom aso ye nti no happy birthday Mary K say orisho nyame shraw onye okese na oma enkwatenti ahode ewo Yesu di
in my class will be in the birthday and the main course St. John's IAW school Sir Lexi sana your friend sir but I didn't even know his full name so I had to even ask for the full name. Yeah, in my friend is Lexi, but on the Abdul Razak Abdallah. Okay. Abdul Razak Abdallah. All Saints Abdul Razak Abdallah. I knew as Lexi. All the year 2003 year group in Nano. Yeah, now a happy birthday, my brother. I mean, because one show or come I didn't know what it's a man happy birthday, all Saints.
So, you know, so it is in an Afia Broni, the Ghana to say it was so. Me did an ama in Tifo.
ai wo ban Ghana no san na ekọ eno ho nkomo ne no oba bedi anope na ye bedi bronya Christmas na nya ba ye nya dru December mu ana chese bronya no a ne atie simu no obi born ne nyo si bronya na ebe ohu enti bronya no de aba na eba se ya enuane ahodo asoto ene drinks yi kire se ne mo bebre ne be dwaman so near from January to ebia November ye wo bi da drinker January to November ye nhie bi da Christmas in December obekọ adwaman so na aba ne ebowu dehuro ne yehu dede ne atete so obese atete so ama o se hu na ye todi ko ye fie can drinks can niema bebre nenu na Food and Drugs Authority wo mo aye hwehwemu wo mo chese wo mo rewra market no wo mo rewra mu no wo mo se nnuane bebre aba kire se ye kodi ye poison wanwe ya bedi bronya ne bewie ebedi aduane we nyina ko mu bewie no January na wu because nnuane a wudi no December no mu no enye papa ase wo mu niema na wo mo se sa conductor na se sa hwehwemu wo mo koye ye no baby a wo mo koye a ehu pa kese eye Kaswa New Market ye wo wutu senya east ho wo mo so borura Kaswa New Market a ja enuane bebre nya papa enwu kokko kura ye de kwachi kokko enwu kokko a ye de kogu ye beans so edie no wo mo de bibi e friend say Sudan die ene de egu nwunim entu be kọ na nwuna ye soche akono fefefe kama na etuhwa unim sa wo koton wo kokko wo kotozomi ebe wie kire na adebone na wo tode akofie akodi egu ni pedue nim enti FDA for say yenya hweye pa ye kotonuane no a yenya hweye o mo se banana nyina wo mo ahye ne se totwe kire se airtime kra na Kaswa New Market ho no de no eno o mo se eye very dangerous ye bekọ amane so na ye ne yensem training na nansa akodi nkomo sanse bra FDA for ebom pempen ekọ market kọ Kaswa New Market wono na tese woginamu pintin wodi etire bia eho nkomo wode bre yen enti se nana ba homa no so a mene no enkodi nkomo nana mache hello nana ene ye nkwohwe yese video nkrofo nsem a wo mo kandefa ho ye nkotiemra
emane enye nepe omunkoso a no munye sade na omode nyoma bone efrafra nyoma no omunya che ba ko a eye de ne a omu aka no omu bejai ni a omu ye no omode nyoma frafra no nti yesre omu a omu aye se se yare adoso ko hospital enye skaketo a ubetua nti yesre omu a omu aye na dwumede ombedi sana ya papa eka ya na ya mama eka ya so yeti ya and it waka ya ti ya so ya be inwadwuma every month bia ya hia ya de dwadefo hia and it ya so ya be boderu say what's the central region baby a draw a what the good duane mu ya Kaswa New Market and it say yes science ba na mo sa wo be bua ya na penifo be ba ti say na ene ya na mu ne ye chichiri wa aka wo chichiri wo ba go pa obi di besu ya de ma sane ne anyama no efa odi ko gufie 3 days na pro adenti omu de draw spray or spray no say na ye be ni color ni be fefefe aditonfo no so ya aditofo no so omu so ebi fiwo esa se oba se obetonya adua ne nya adua ne nya fe onto eye sai bia na atwintwuma onto open air flesh
mene ma yabane bofo na nanse kwa akodi nkomo we no bra FDA fo ko ho ne nkomodie ne nkyerɛkyerɛ ne edwadifo ni bi ne yete wo nka no wo mo age atum se FDA fo se yenye niema yi a afi de ebe ye niema yi na yemi se ho se yentwen FDA fo mra nsa na wo de yenkɔ na nansa ho mra ne emeto aso nana mache hello nana ye hwese ye nsabeka na nansa na ye de no edi nkomo ne ahwe enuane kora FDA fo ese ukọ Kaswa New Market wono a chese enye ye ni kwan se ye kwa ye ma ne fe ye fe ntini akwa akoto be wie che na wo di poison na no me koto kokọ a ya toto mesi ko unti taste bia wotum se kokọ yi de ya force wa ne ya hye no and wada ne kokko by force nti taste bie nim taste shi nim eyare ho sem papa na dachi ma season 3 mepa cho ekoso Kwesi ada bia ewia no miensa hye ne nso se wantumi ahwe Kwesi ada na edwada ene ukuada enwumre no nso de obetumi ahye because ye bo repeat ewo ho enti vote ma wo de hye no na woni nkunim star 920 star 55 hash anase obetumi a download vote easy app no na wato aba no ewo so dwumedi efeto mo party clinic na so yesene obefre fit was 0244583859 na baby ayeye program no eye closer hall ewo Kumase ya ebi a watana TV na chi ache opese so ba hall ho bi na behwe no fili gadochia Pomodian friend number 0242 087473 0242087473 Friday bejo so partners and pairs dwumedi a yede ebro December ya ne de toso eduonu 20th wo yire ene wukunu no oni ni pie yache nso yire no wodi ni pie yache de bia mo hyede mo saa mo pie wai ai partners and pairs no ye de madofo wonso a wuni girl ana wuni boy no bradwumedi yase nyame be wadoma ma ba be hia o boy ana o girl ne nyame afa so kora mama ware atena kama na partners and pairs no 20th December 5 p.m. pepe ewo Mikado Plaza edum asofo a wo mo be kasa wase Pastor Patricia Morganishon Bishop Dr. Stephen Tufo ticket ne 500 Ghana for couples and single 300 Ghana city side attractions dey bebre assorted foods and drinks usika na utua no metena hokwa ubetie nsempa wo wasum nkyere papa wedidi aka ho wanom drinks ahodo afei red carpet wo benante so kama ye bebo live band am wasa kama afei 360 video boot mo amope videos no betumi etwa videos ne ye wo pe bia ye obuta eno no ye ginam editwa ye videos na e ma ne ye fe na afei wo be ye photo shoot ye wo special stance nso so wo ho no nti no umpie mfiri dwumedie na sembra no na wa wani age na wasa age nkyerɛkyerɛ papa ekoboa ma wa ware esipi esita enti wo penkyerɛ mu foforo bia na sa opese sponsor program na 0506044834 and 0249725017 Promise Broadcasting Limited nyame ya adoma Friday ya wotena Friday ya ye bebompa ye finishing well ni nyina ne se afini ko na wieye enu ntia wase ye de afini nyina be wieye papa enti ye nyina ye beba anadwo no nkono kosi ahomache no nan ni abebompa ye di mpa ya rempa ye asofo wo fie mu nyina obi e ba ase bi nti dane de nyame won konkro be ma ne home ne so papa na adwomtofo Kwaku Jesi Jojo Ahen Mebe Lottery Joshua Bano ena afe Inshira Patrick edum Kumase Oyerepa yase ha ya ena program no ekoso Bosheba Electricals edenkane aba chandelier corner light, gate light, ceiling light, LED light, CCTV cameras, cables ahodo ye wo fana wo mframa na wo tie nwom na ese wo di asa ni nyina bi Bosheba Electricals akache wo de bra de wo pe bia wo benye bi enti no ye wo edum PZ ye ne kedeti market ne di hwani mo afei PZ antiata kofo building mu asoso e na oba prisons run about edum hanso a Oyerepa fie ha edan mu Bosheba Electricals ewo mu bi 03220 30838 and 0536095966 na me patro shanenso se o baby a wo bia nso opese ye delivery a ye beye ede ama kama na ne ye hwese na nansa ebeba ahoma ne so na ye ne no abo enkomoyi efa FDA wo mu nsem a wonu mu aka ede afa enuane a aba edwaman so na onye maye na de etie ne se ye ne ankasa kra no se FDA fo meka ye mpo a ye ankasa ye nhihye ne memu kakra on say every January February March April May June saa besi November ye wo enuane ni bi wo ho a ye hu adwaman so ye wo noodles bebre abo se beba foforo kra na aba drinks ahodo foforo kra beba adwaman so ye wo emo ahodo niema bebre beba adwaman so a ye bo ni donko mi wa wutimu se ade a wo kotoi enka wo topa se wo topa enka buo no nka enye de wo to ne sisie ade nka bia nka abeto miliki a wo kotoi nka bia nka abeto ne be 10 cedi na ye bo milk yi don call me 3 cedi don call me 3 cedi and 9 10 cedi na dimirika no akwa akoto wo de just ask yourself say ade a meto ba akopɛ 10 cedi na ye bo ni don call me and 9 10 cedi a susuan paasa ade no ebe papani ana wo de me ka kire wo ne say ukwoto ade no a check date na wo date ne kra ye se nei omo atimi kwototo stamp ibi na wo mo e de stamp so enti wa hwe kra wo abeka se 2027 ade no kra ye se ebe se enti no na se ye se date no ta hwe kra bebre no a de stamp foforo e de stamp so date na nkasa hya ase na wono akopɛ foforo no de aboso ntinka ewu 2025 ono akoto stamp foforo a 2027 de abɛboso enti unim so we de enseye enso na asɛ pa enti yesre sisi FDA fo no aba beka se ukọ market a enema ne bebre enema ne bebre wo ho no a ukodi a ede ohaw ebebrew enti wa wo bedi bronya no ukọtọ ade no make sure say ade na wo ukọtọ no undi adefodie ti bebre enkoto yare ema ho unni adefode eti bebre enkoto ohaw emra fe obedi bewie ye bedi bronya ne bewie na wo yare nkrofo yare na omo deda ho basa wo de kane no waduane ana woto emo ana woto no koso anato eno a because ye papa nti na wato edi abepem sabre emo kro na woto ne 100 cedis wo beko no obi boni don call me 50 cedis na wani age adefode nti no wato na ade kofie yesre yempese ebedi Christmas bewie na amanfo yare yempese ebedi Christmas bewie na nkrofo ededada ayasabia yesre mo pa na mo nso a mo to niema wodwom no maami asem obeka yese ai sisi ade ye betoto ye niema yie no me pa achewo edwadifoi age se FDA fo ba be hwehwe mo niema ansa na mo hu se niema a mo to ma yese enkodi no niema enuane bone ana ade bi wo ho no mo a eni kwan se obi beka che se maami waduane de enye papa wankasa wonim se ade a wo to ama nipa no ede yare bebre no wa wonim se aduane a wo to ko bi a wo to ama nipa enye na anu enam bi a mekokotoye wotimu se enam yi asei eno ye de ase fridge mu na efrizi mekodru fie pe twitwa nam ya aye aduane a aye nkwan a enam yi na chese pacha atoroka but ase fridge nim na efrizi ninti no hu sa asei mede to wa e melt ye no ena mu afa na scent nyina efrim enti mu anso mu nim de moye obi kono aduane no akoto ntosu pacha entosa emmoa ne nemu ukoka ose no na efo meko pacha no akoto no de akoy esanse nya onu na edi nti okoto ama nkrofo enti mua mu nim de moye adwadifo mua mu nim de moye yesra mu munyan na sika pe bebrebe no enye eni kwan se wo pesika nti no e wasa wo do yonko fa kwan bone so entema FDA for meka se obanchi obayire obodie enye ansa no se wa wonim se wo de beton no enye nso beton ama nkrofo ebusua ga na te se yemfensi ha na yensore madwumadi aka emra meto asomedi edena na Afia Broni papa bi na eye mia me sofo ba kwa me no ewo Central Charismatic Baptist Church sofo pencil na sorry ewo ginyase eye sofo keto e friend Reverend Godfrey Opoku wo ba be ye no Robin afa na nyame aye adom wo de ne nsa to no so ama wo be ye osofo ne ye osofo saa no e wase ye hye ho fa ye Robin na ye di utum sa afa de wo be ye sofo mu a enti ye Reverend Godfrey Opoku Boaten Robin Sunday ya ebe ya mesrese nyankopon enka ho na onhyira bebre no nya okese na osofo dwuma no NCP ensita ewo Yesu dimo health and lifestyle eto so medase bebre.
The health and lifestyle so me din the PSA ladi ye bembe ye bulika menga nye fe kola fianko anope health and lifestyle de de ba no me pa cho unim ojama haban yes ebo pa na wo obi a wo ye diabetic pre-diabetica tie pa na me be ma o fele bi Kojak farmer ni cry mu anope Kojak farmer na di Procode abetwa so Procode so ho mfa so many more you crew so wo wa ohumi ensisi so e pa cho eye amaman nko a na kire se wanya flu wanya cold ana wanya kata ana se wanya allergy ye ka allergy a obo ha spray ni ohua kra na abone yare no ne friend allergy no obo ha ade bia se bia bon no ohua na abone yare obo ha okoba bia mframanfa na abone yare eye allergy nti Kojak Procode no use 3 minutes I was say more relief, symptomatic relief. Every say ja uti paye minimukro, ohododo uti paye wo, ni nyina beko ama ho ato 3 minutes. Ya yi sa okay ahoto beba. Kojak Charcoal toothpaste no so say, o se no pese fita e wo so use no e beboa. Ye the activated charcoal na aye. Kojak regular fluoride toothpaste no so de bia wo kona wo bai, anopa ne anwumro betwetwe wo se. Eno ne hia, e ma wo se ne kama, e supply wo se with nutrients. Minerals na boa masen no iodine Kojak P ni Kojak F so wo se femfem wo a e chese wo se ne ho awewe ama ho ada ho onum nsuo nyunu nsuo chi a na efemfem wo pa use Kojak P ni Kojak F ni nyina bejae ama ho ato 0531 069945 0531 069945 ana 0531 070020 0531 070020 entine de be ka safa ho no ye friend ojama haban ana ejama haban Alconia cordifolia botanical name Alconia cordifolia ye di beto so na wo hunu the health benefit Alconia cordifolia and spelling no ALCHONEA cordifolia CORDIFOLIA Alconia cordifolia e be friend Christmas bush yenya yatra kronketo mu kakra no minim se ye hunu ojama ahaban ebra bode ho ye den no ebi mu digu banche so na wo mo awo ebi wo ha etimi sisa kala no kakra eneda so no Alconia cordifolia Christmas bush no ede na ye beka say antibacteria yaremo awan ye wo mu bede ho your bacteria, your fungi, your protozoa. Bacteria, fungi, protozoa. Until we are say malaria na hawa, your protozoa. So, say apropos yawa, your fungi. Bacteria, nini yake ho bacteria. Nina etima ho ya shetima ho yare. Enti yaka say antibacteria, cheze any bacteria nsane ha, ekum bacteria, akofa yare abro antifungal. Anti-protozoa, anti-inflammatory. Na anti-inflammatory no, se ka inflammation, ade bia nipaduane mpema nipaduane ye kuro honhono, nipaduane hunamane. Enti ye kire se eboa sa inflammation e kwaso nipaduane no emono. Enti in this case, ade na sa haban we me pa cho hye nso. Ojama, ejama, ahaban, Alconia cordifolia so muni mu ye kura Ogagel udi jina wonu ma oye so bacteria na ma so through to no say fungi ebekum ni nyina efre ho no mo afa ye di treat bronchitis harawa mu yare ni bia so ene so no health benefit of Alconia cordifolia is anti-inflammatory support enti yoko ba bia obi wasasabra obo nse ni ko todwo na ye na omo de chekere sasabro enye ya de mo wa na edeba immune system no anya ya de boa na de ba ahotutu obu ha kakram na ne hotutu no enti saa de we ne boa saa haban ne boa pa boa saa inflammation no ema ukotodwe usisi honam tutu no afa ye de tire cross wound healing eboa makro ewuntam and relief for respiratory symptoms so that na make bronchitis asem no humi mu yare ahodo ye de sa afa digestive support omo stomach ulcer no eboa stomach ulcer yemukro yemukro no different you IBS you peptic ulcer ene ne yekeka ho ne nyina ye ensunu mu a ekopie se baabi a agyanan beba ne ho nyina no ekrotimi dada baabi eboa pa fe antioxidant activity ye fra bibi oxidation no ya omomo ye science kakra de baka cho say chemical reaction bi a irreversible ade bi keka bomu na untimi san dane ani bi mu man san manechi ye kone ye be awie bo ye didie ye home ye kro no oxidation koso your cell oxidation ye cells no ye nkwamo no chemical reactions bi koso mu a etimi essay ye nipadua no tobu a onyini ntem akofa yare ba enti wo hunu bibi efra na antioxidant fresh say oxidation bi ekoso nipadua ni mu no ade no de essay sa oxidation no enti we ye antioxidant ebo nipadua no ma bia edi nipadua ne call say mu no essay no afei reproductive and urinary health junso twemu apomuden and venereal diseases anamu yade ebi mu de sa afei insomnia ansan meba insomnia ne genital urinary conditions genital say obema yo ba yo mu yare eni junso mu yare yede ejama haban no esa mekra matete say ebi mu de ejama haban kwa ha nanso eho de mepa wo cho menko ho ansa impotency mema o mayemre ebi mu edeye ema eboa afei sterility female sterility ema awo mu nsem eboa hormones no wo akaniasa so eye purgative obi a untimi nya wo na ya wonomo a etimi efa wo yam ema oho ebai wo na afei skin infections wedie no say infection krosa eyam potenge ebitiye amfere wase say aye wedie no mu a eboa eyi free home ahoto in this case no say leprosy patakra no ebi mu de sa abawe asakwata no ama aboa wo mo afei ye fra bibi tachycardia no na tachycardia no ye wakoma no ebo pa broso akoma no ke wo se bobo kinkim wa ye exercise ana say wa ye bibia ohia more energy na akoma na bukinkim so o at rest oti hokra no a akoma no bukinkim do etoda o ye obi awo diabetes a kinkim no kire say bia wanya low blood sugar na anyesa na wo bibia free mu a kinkim no eche say akoma na ebo too much ebi mu awiwe eba ebi mu wiwe na aboa wo mo enti akon ne akodifolia no na edaso no so akon ne akodifolia no ade ba akọ ewo mu pa ye kese ye feel kese me kame ma wo hunu nke ye mi secret pa so meka ho asem anti-diabetic no eboa reduce blood sugar reduce blood sugar enti we obi a wo low blood sugar dada enya advisable so befa aban we ebia blood sugar na kofom pa o se mekwa akwawiwe enti na se wo yare ho dodo wa nya se ofiti na wo fa aduro ndura na me ni obi di nkomo o se makoma bom king na me hu dia menye na mani su breme enam si dabi woni su brewa na wo ye pre-diabetic ebia your blood sugar na kofom enti nipa no ewewi ahaban o so wewi ahaban na msi dabi wo se wo pe bibi ya ansa pe esichire kakra edi ana fruit juice kakra bi nom ansa na wa we ahaban fi se ahaban dodo no wo ho a ete blood sugar so obu a wase mo prekese ho no afa no makombo kinkin ebia no ebia blood sugar kofom ukofa prekese na wonom na wonima de kra ebetimi ama na aye worse nti abrebia no se wo diabetes wo ye pre-diabetic wo se wonya glucemic tattoo nchen pressure blood pressure so ne se wo low blood pressure wo se opebi eto nchen na de monitor ansana obefa bibia wafa enti na meka say anti diabetic no de na obeye minim se wo ye diabetic a wontimi nimo obetimi edi nsomo no ye dedicate atreba akọ anyway so ye diabetic na esi didikituwa bi de aduane kituwa bi obi obefia na obetue sum abregu ya na otue sum obesusum ahodo nyina bolga sum frafrasum dagati sum se ewiase obai obede every say wontimi ni na krono de aduane obedi nso se oni kitwa bi sa na tie haka dunia yeche se wo ya 30 years e kwa aduane a wobedi ne se mo na abedi a wonsama baako na de atosode bebre gu so nipa aduane hia aduane bebre mro so se bi wo mo pick onfa pick mo for mo nye obi a wo hard work e bro so nti aduane no wonya nya diabetes kra no na wonya pre-diabetic no e so susu di carbohydrate no pi enya de a ebebo yo so what diabetes a yesi eni emo a yaso ho bayere udi ana ma sugar kosoro abetie udi ana ma sugar kosoro eba udi ana ma sugar kosoro all my tea banji fufu udi ana sugar kosoro ebe kyerɛw ade bi a obeye ene ahabawe ahaban no so unya na haban na atete agu fom na awo no aye pa onu amo a onu aduane bia na pesa onu amo a wanu aho ahaban no hu nsuo na ba ahaban na ba nsuo no aha na wasɔne so na ahaban no nyina afrim emo no se udi beans afra minim se wo ye waache nti dried one wo yusu a wo ba wie na oduane na ni te se waache yes oduane no eti se de wo de waache ahaban sogum bicolor leaf anoa ti se de wo de waache ahaban aye eni be se waache wo ye ni fie kama pa sa no affect blood sugar any beans dey best pa we diabetic unu a emo no any beans na wo de ahaban we ehun nsuo no na ebedwa okay ana say uwo fufuo no banji fufuo no fa ahaban we guso nenoa ai fa ahaban we guso nenoa unu a edinecha ana say ema glycemic index if come glycemic index starch na ewo mu no mu duro no the more I was wrong the more na udi ya no e digest ntem na aba mo gyanim na ama o blood sugar no ai akosoro e wo low glycemic index eno na ya na eboa diabetics intina body e wo low glycemic index e time diabetes di body no so de no abanchi na e reduce glycemic index no na aba form ti e ma no da ne complex starch e koya funu no mu a digest ntem enya digesting kakra sa na monitor enti me pese o test we so glucometer no a no amo no ne di de bia de e ma blood sugar kosoro no pesa ba be bi ne fa no a say green one a no a e mo nani ensesa color na ensesa aduane ne color na ensesa enso be ya adwuma ne test o blood sugar no ma ye hwe se de besi akọ obon say there is a change we eboa ema glycemic index starchy food ekofom nti we diabetic akope we bi ebetimi ama wa vary oduane wetimi asesem na ye kama na hye nso say de ye tuufo se obedi fufu amankwan no so ma atosode no so enye lai soup fa ni di ma yide nkwan mu mpi atosode ngom no koswa na ye de safise saa na wo say odipa da sedi odidie ema ne boa oye ne saa obehu say o blood sugar no ejina baby ejina enkofa how emro yedasipa happy birthday to Kwame Nkrumah Nshiraba Fashions show yi otaba so pa Kwame Nkrumah baby a wo bia nyankopon nhirawo na wonye okesipa Kwame Nkrumah of Nshiraba Fashions wa yem ye ne wo do tema wo man nipa no nyankopon fa wonye adwuma omo nkwatente se de be ya impact be so ama humanity odipa da sede yedasipa me change over me move over na Kwesi Park also na take it over or dem cross over obiti agenda no deba ina deserve e barka ga jamalola pena mi akatata anyi fijiam ni wala don't pause yeto so itipaya pumps in the tonde obrigado aloha mahalo asante sana mungode edamonyina mwasi encantados adios
Obibia Kwabebiem at the Oyerepa TV, so we do OBT agenda. That is Oyerepa breakfast time agenda. Be doing at the Kwesi Parker Wilson. So we'll call a Facebook app Oyerepa TV Ghana, like your page, you know. File comment go ho. You be kind near the mouse, I know. Say you be phone lines in the swap. Then you join the conversation with your thoughts this morning. Now. When Eddie come as well. Now, no pay, it was a no dorsal. I'm sure by now you've heard. Sir, lawyer Martin Pebo has been released by the OSP and Omochino. Of course, Okwakwa assisted with the investigation. There was a few encounter between himself and that of a military officer at OSP office. And based on that, OSP, actually, and now detained for about 6 hours. But at the point, now the lawyers come maybe your work. They didn't know the whereabouts of Martin Pebo. Later, we were told they say of NACO NIB facility, the National Investigation Bureau for Australia. Into what I know share. And Sunday you ran the bay around 10:30, 11 p.m. And Omujano. I don't pay. You better check whether or not the OSP is abusing his power. On this matter, and I'll play for you an interview. Martin Pebo on Native 34 yeah. About releasing, I get that interview this morning. But this morning, a doctor for you post to your mom, call certain regions. It was for I don't know. But for some few weeks in the postings in the bar, we are expecting say a doctor for Ebekono. It was for Omunkoduye. We call Northeast, we call Upper West, we call Upper East Regional. A doctor for a position we call Winginano. As we speak, they haven't reported to duty. In fact, Upper East, Nipa 35, and our doctors 35, and a position we call Upper East. Bako can report here. Bako, not a single person, a report here. Upper West, doctors 32 and Ediom Koye. Bako Kra and report here. Oko Western North Region. Nipa 31, doctors 31 and deploy to the region. Emu tupe and out of 31 no. Emu tupe and I report. In fact, for places like Greater Accra, Eastern Region, Ashanti region, the numbers are quite good. Among my reporting, quite good. It's you see a certain trend. Say, across the smaller regions now, a doctor for your posture macon, they are not going. It's pay. We look at why. What are some of the reasons in here? Your posture certain regions are monko. Then a bambi team, and we know that the health minister. Problem Takanda, a 1 week ultimatum. I shall say Andra. Say 1 week, will be unfunko. You will suffer what he calls validation issues. You validate too. You validate too. So what it means is that with salary and the perks be a benyano. Ningina emba. Instead of pay, we'll look at that conversation this morning right here on the show. And also, say you have to throw a year electricity in the water more. Na yebisa. Is that the way to go? Must you always increase some of these things? And I say, we should plug the loopholes, Baby, I am a free, no. Baby, I am ye waste cano. Yes, some sample new yan sana. I have a gym one because as for ECG, the more gym one, the more how do we address that? These are some of the conversations we're going to have this morning right here on the show. So I'm kind of time to swan the general conversation with your thoughts, be activity phone lines and Mawa. And I'll pay my usual guest, to my immediate right, the one and only Professor Charles Ofosumafo. University teachers in Iran. At the point, one another president. It's a big post. The whole Ghana, when you came with the whole Ghana, I checked for more universities and one another president. And that is a very big post. It was for Provost College of Humanities and Social Sciences, KNUSC, Professor Charles Mafo, Prof. Akwaba.
Yeah.
And what you have
Oh, Yamiado.
You said last week that graduation be caucus and
Next week, crash started.
Oh, okay.
Nursing training colleges, you know.
Oh, okay.
I said they are all under Kid West
Right.
They are also beginning graduation from Monday to Saturday. The graduation, the season of graduation.
The season of graduation, right? I mean, who view this baby, I say, but we'll become our show, check him out. I'm out for church, right? Now, my mama, a year to my far right, a year doctor, I been political and economic policy analyst. Oh, I not pay. Doc, Akwaba.
Yeah, I mean, yeah.
Number show you have a
Yeah, me Adam.
You had the dean.
Yeah.
This I say, see the inflation number from is a business. I now complaining. Say,
yeah.
Because inflation about now projection here 8%.
But I say about 6.3.
Yeah, 6.3.
Yeah, 6.3.
Wow, your business man.
Say as and when inflation, you know, yeah, now people misinterpret inflation. So what you say? Say you can't. Inflation, you are talking about the speed or the rate.
Right.
So just say, it is the month of November, no. Anyama no. Instead a costro, the sote. So just say, that does not mean.
And number bono is one too. But the rate at which is a costro, no.
So just say, that does not mean say. Then you weigh one city or say about 80%.
80%, right.
It doesn't mean that.
Right.
It is a honoria, yen to Waseka Krana, in church, Muma, a tear frontier.
We economists, that CBD Boy, they are concerned. Remember, Prof. Kebi, because their concern say, Donald, you United Teams are baffled. But still, a normal bono 2024, then, and one of them say, you wish why you're tunnel. I mean, we are economists. I mean, in the economists, you know. Then, of course,
when say your free market economy,
we agree. But
and then under the free market,
5 cities a free dollar so.
Yeah, under the free market economy, no. Oh, there were two things. You have two forces: demand and supply.
Right.
So just say, so they determine price. Demand and supply, and then they determine price of the commodity.
Right.
So just say, so you may think, say, the exchange rate is going down.
Yeah.
But what about if demand exceeds supply? Demand, you know, does such as supply, no, the with purchasing power, no, so chain, and your manner your supply, no, automatically price ebe kosoro. Sarete. It in a free market.
Still above from the crown, still now.
Yeah, but
2024
under normal circumstances, no. Under normal circumstances, no. Eka city, no. Appreciate, no. Yes, so economy ni import driven economy, no. It means that imports are full. So what you say? We import to are It also can money born no. A reduce.
Or something would do.
Also can reduce. So I don't know the artificial thing air cost or market anymore. But when you go to the market, some of the commodities prices have come down. Okay. Especially so-called provisions aside.
Okay.
Yeah, some of them are conform. But spare parts. That's so through. The hormone or say a show you now. And now under this regime, no, in a perfect competitive regime, no, there's no intervening hand and 7 to mean control price. So what do you say? But you can just advise.
Okay.
You can just advise, say, based on the beer, see no performance, no. More tone near money, best remo, Monteso. But advice can be taken or ignored.
I see.
Sanity.
Now, Prof, I want to say you're from tomorrow. I mean, from what?
Who said they don't teach you? But this of say.
But there was 17. It's about 12 cities. 5 cities a free show.
But that's what I say. You're free.
Free market.
And you know, and we are so funny. Maybe I'm going to catch up. Say, maybe I never compare some fish or my name. You're not the say. Your crime, every free market, your crime will be forced to the hands of traders to reduce price.
Okay.
Yes, of course, Monteso. I said yeti. Nanka buy top locally made rice in
Yeah.
No, so they are mass secondary schools in and to a mama top.
Tanya ma we.
Jomo dia na.
And you expiry date will be and the fitness man go right, about expire. What does it mean? I mean, you have ways of doing this, but I say, I'm funny, my home. I never know. I'm fed your easy table immediately.
I see.
But serious, that I'm free because a year ago, I cut out of it. In fact, I mean, Papa, locally made rice, Gukwan. I say, oh, my, you're near Brescia boy, queer for. You just put transport there to just pick them to a silo.
But they've bought some.
Yeah, but it's not enough because 200 million.
200 million.
200 million is just a peanut. Almost 916 million.
It was a reaction to a call.
What did I say?
A cry.
Yes, more.
I'm so modern say now. But
that should be the case.
Yes, sir.
That should be the case.
Isn't there a mechanism? Buffer stock. I don't just say President Rako Flexi was a right now. Omuso, no back to Omuso, Nakoto. Just say, any.
Mati, you know, for with the prelims conversation, I don't pay. Man shared an interview with the Martin Pebu on TV3 for Martin. I said with that NASI interview. I been run at 11 p.m. or baby. Releasing a interview by bar. I'll see the thought of a prof and a doc on the operations of the OSP, whether he has the right to even arrest the Martin Pebu and also Nisa Akuyam. So,
do anything that deserves an arrest. So somehow it was like like a fairy tale. So my spirits were still up. I mean, when I was taken into custody, I was here to, be undressed and then you do the custody gowns and those. So my spirits were still very high because I knew that I hadn't done anything wrong. Look, what they've actually done is that this is a suicide mission that Kwesi Ejiabin's OSP has embarked on. Yeah, he can pretend he has nothing to do with it, but he's the head. Okay, the one who called the policeman to arrest me, he's called Seth Ablomensa. He's the chief of staff at the OSP. He's the one who directed Mr. Opoku, the policeman, to arrest me, right? And what was it? You see, earlier on in the day when I went in there, I came out to grant an interview. So when I returned, then there was a soldier. Can you imagine? We'll come to what a soldier is doing at the OSP, performing police duties. We'll leave that aside. But when I got back into the OSP, then one of the soldiers told me, and by the way, they weren't wearing name tags. They didn't have name tags, and yet they were performing police duties. And there were two policemen too. So one of the soldiers told me that, by you, we allowed you to park. You see, the tone we allowed you to park was like, even parking was a favor. So I didn't understand. Next time, when you come in here, we will not allow you to go out. So I retorted that, no, he has no right to curtail my rights. In any event, I'm just there to help, right? They said, come and give further information. I'm not under any investigation. I'm not a suspect. I'm not an accused person. So then I continued going. Then a colleague of his, another soldier, then shouted to me, that next time I do that, I will see. That's what I said, next time. So that kind of threat, the Ghanaian English, next time you do that, you will see. In Ghanaian English, that means he will cause me some harm. You will see. There will be consequences, even if it's not physical harm, but there will be consequences. So I turned and gave him the same answer that no, he has no right. I'm not a suspect. Even a suspect, can you do that? So I said he had no right. Then next thing I knew, he said, I'm stupid. That's what the soldier said. The soldier said, I am stupid. Oh, of course. So I turned back and told him that he's also stupid. So we exchanged a few words. And then one of my lawyers pulled me for us to go in. We went, and then, as usual, the OSP chose to present employees. When we had made it clear at the second meeting that, look, considering that almost all of my allegations are against Kwesi Ejiabin, who is the special prosecutor, and these are his subordinates. The subordinates can't do much about their bosses. Martin, they say do that. Can you investigate if, let's say, Mr. Nuyama, your this COO? You can't investigate Mr. Nuyama, much less the MD. So that's the same thing. And even before I was invited, Ghanaians had said it on various social media and private messages to me that how can OSP investigate itself? But you know me, I'm a law-abiding citizen. I thought that as long as they can do something to accommodate that to show independence, I'm willing to give the information. In any event, I'm almost done. I'm presenting the petition to the president for onward submission to the CJ. I have a lot of charges. As I'm talking to now, I have over 15 charges against Kwesi Ejabin. I'm not running away from this fight. So the least they shouldn't have even tried it. You don't try such a thing. You see, you don't try such a thing. It just tells you the very incompetency. My arrest and detention underscores the incompetence with which Kwesi Ejabin sat down and allowed Oforiatta to run. Kwesi is not up to scratch. Kwesi has never been up to scratch. Because you see, how would you arrest people? When I had already said it, today is 3rd December. I mentioned on 2nd of November, you can check on the key points that I'll be presenting a petition for its removal. So such a person like me, and you know me, once I say I'm going to do this, I'll do it.
But in people there for you, until you not came down and say, okay, so one name the genesis no. Kwesi Ejabin ko kan wo KSM show so. Te ohun say Kenofrata kwa abuchiri. Wanya ho hwe because at the time no be person be boa no, state agencies in person be boa no. But in people on the other hand, say okoye investigation to check state agency be nkro and a number some be boa no. So far, also check with NIB. NIB say Kwesi Ejabin am reporting matter to them. So now Kwesi Ejabin can nyane kre. Since then, but in people say Kwesi Ejabin one Kenofrata kolubiye and ama Kenofrata timi igane ko aye abuchiri. Nti wa criticizing from there. And wa kase o se o mampeni yinedi. Nti no asem no ko kan na Kwesi Ejabin friend so ombra. Na ombe assist with the investigation as to how or no accuse on Kwesi Ejabin say or hwehwehan ema Kenofrata if your mind him. And so call ya on this so je ni bi nya encounter kakra e de chi no. It's an assembly in an sanity. It's in fact, mame ne doc in chassis. Doc, uti OSP for now. In fact, some of that could statement kakraba. Say Martin Pebu obstructed a law enforcer, which is the military of Soka say Udina tem on to keep beach pa and a watching. I mean, so you need. Sebi, or do what them cry now. There's a process that you film. You don't have to rebut and answer challenges. So you know within or one office. In the action of OBC, I mean, there's nothing wrong with that. If a year Kwesi Ejabin a year Martin Pebu, because he has the powers of a police officer, like an officer.
Kwesi. I say on my way no. I know who survivor of the fittest. Kwesi me no na asem we to ye ne a ulum se ka ye beda ho amade ache ye ne eto ye ne anka beda ho amade ache menya sa encounter ni bi with a police MTTD ni
okay
e wo odoko traffic light ase traffic light ne so ye no na maame ene ne mamienu ejira manimo o mu twem. Eti also me mo kwa mo twam because obegina car nanim mint me ka say aso great no me kwa me ku wo police officer catch me say we are stupid.
Oh,
why are you not moving? And I'm saying, can't you see, are you blind? Metra odoko drew Malmata market na moto abe pake menim say mema abuse police officer and I'm so what's the next line of action? And I'm say yenko yen try ho and you try ho about odoko police station and I'm say my abuse police officer and I'm say when the genesis of the issue we a police officer green naso all right but obi ne ne mamiensa ejina manim ti se me move na se traffic ne cheka kra bia na me save maame ne ne ma no a is it not better than say me move na makum maame ne ne ma no na masa benya asem kese obi wa no ne se odidi matem dia. I'm also a human being, so I have to respond
in equal measure.
Eti gidi no na station officer ne buy. Let me check him say ya trade. No say police officer say no cray. Fortunately na my colleague back to mention. He said ya kosunyira na or record it.
Oh, okay.
And I the station officer and the station officer said, no, you need not to do that. Because he was saving life. Eti we officer, it doesn't mean also the emrasha will say mu. Emrano, ye ma ye nyina o. E uniform na e hye wo no. E na ye different from the HM. Me a civilian. E na wo ye yato uniform e na hye wo. E na yes e pia wo ka. It will catch such an intelligent lawyer. Say, oh, you're stupid. I do expect Onyedin.
Oh, so which me just work on it.
No. You can work on it. But don't forget, say, nipa no ye infringing on the rights, you know. Now, what's I catch it say, oh, you're stupid. What your narration or you know? Yeah. So they say, what the nipa ni ever or how mu. And after or how no sa catch say, oh, you're stupid. Do you expect the person to keep quiet? Do you expect that person to keep quiet? And in any case, when invite you Obi, say, Omebuau, ni enye hwehwemu. Na wo asem ne fa ho no wa gasa wutumi invite wa wutumi tra wasem so.
And you know, people can say, in fact, in previous encounter, no one can say they should set up an independent committee.
No commission.
Because the OSP cannot investigate the matter.
Wow, court.
Yeah. They can't be a judge in your own court.
What you say now? Wow, you're judge.
Yeah.
Say what you say. Asemu. Any pan who accuse you. Say adia wo kananya no kre. Na pen investigation say net here. It didn't ka we fair. What's it called? The independent body.
Right.
So they say now no kwa we law abiding tina mu invite no okoye. Yeah. If it were a nipa bi anko ebeye court asem so they say we twere kwa ha no we twere kwa ha. Ba nipa na ba o abuse ne rights. Na we wie na wo say insulting no. And this is common in your security services no. They are very common.
Omudi atempa. Security services.
I tell you, what they say, yeah, these guys say we not transport from never the way we treat you woman. Transport from here there. Me transport from. Oh, what did the cry woman say? Yen famra no enye adwuma. But my mincho, Martin Pebu nye. What I say, obi obetuma pushing over. What I say, we hard not to crack. Who detained you know over 6 hours?
Yeah, over 6 hours, yeah.
Just because say officer be abuse you know. I'm also a rebata. Eti or no the any day. What I say? There is a what? Obstruction, me boy. Oh, already yankopon.
So there are some who says an AC. I say engineer so no man penny pump OSP.
Me dear, baby, I'm a right from day one. Because he said, "I won't mean you, man." Right from day one.
We say you're on a church, you know. I should have for you know,
okay.
For you know, because you said I've been in the
President Mama, sir, on your galamsey. It galamsey is here for no bay. So what I say? Say your head, our institution more. You prepare say the besi who be a runtini ebeka. Prof aye UTAG a president da.
Right.
Omuko strike na ye kan. Ye do no ni gina ho. Na ye yi institution no ato nche.
As UTAG president.
Na ya dress no. Ono a wonim de fa na ni so. A wo de tia. you don't expect say ade SC under your officer. You tell me say enye kusi ejabe na ye. Hwe kise ejabe adwuma no ntimi nye a job for the boys. Another within MPP mu an cause na man form preso. Eye nkofo bi na omu eyusu omu protocols omu wo. E no mu de ye. So they say, nkofo bi na yusu omu protocols. Na sa nkofo no so no ene atoachi wo mu.
Indian pam na niwani ya.
Oh, achekra me dey.
Achekra.
Ah, no obi a money ni utima also pay bulletproof car.
Oh, they say. So be fight corruption.
Track.
There be obi fight corruption.
Head of track.
A lot of enemies.
There be head of track.
I know the power sem.
Na atene je no anangaza kwati bulletproof. Ono ya poni ni your friends na ho ode kakra ma no ono wati bulletproof.
I see. Prof, so some say that, I mean, all this calls say Yenyiki say Jabi before, you know, sorry, because Ghana form person be corruption. The man is fighting corruption. It is hardly a secret way. Shouldn't be a basis amount for social media. And drawing say just is the time of some company a pamno. And they say that clearly, we just a Ghana for no Jumala ki say Jabi no. What it's a man for? It didn't go for person of I mean, what do you think of the scene now?
Okay, I think the premise crowd the busa question no. And yeah, papa. But let me ask you who some question now. Is Kwesi really fighting corruption? Is that? Do you see him fighting corruption?
Oh, Sana,
it's a process. They are running a fight. The name of the office. But have you seen a single person having been prosecuted?
Same investigation costs so near that.
Oh, so come on, the law of the queens of the Lord
grinds slowly, right?
In 8 years, it grinds slowly.
Oh, by 8 years in about 2021. 2021 is 2 or 4 years in. Oh,
anything I go for business trade, you know, I'm saying justice delayed.
Justice denied.
You see, Jabe is not fighting anybody. It's just chilling in an office. That's all.
He said Jabe is chilling in an office.
It's only chilling. You see. Whether to sack him or not, you know, seriously, Ghana baby, I could do no. And should I never consent with British? I just say, I really don't see anybody who is coming to really fight. Because we had a man we all thought was going to, and look at the before some sort of structure. Oh, but that's so
Satchel pistols.
Satchel pistols. When he's been given opportunity. That's a number more sabbatical leave in Germany. The evening that Nanado Papado, I wrote on my Facebook page, Nanado just won the next elections. Because I thought this man is a hard-made man, gone through the mail, parliament, near the OSPDR, and all the vim and the pain and the eBay Juma. Well, what can I say? He was hardly resourced. But he was living there.
But saying that MPP administration sabotage his work.
And who asked him to be there?
And that's why he resigned, you know.
After how many months?
Let me
when
tell
you see a sabotage, you resign immediately. You don't play with a dog, and when it has licked all your face, you thought, Sankrama, there's a no way. Baby. But we all knew where he was coming from. Before that was, I think, Anansi's lawyer.
Yeah.
Anansi Koreana, a certain personality in MPP, Tata. Okay.
Yeah.
MPP for now, Mukaso Anansi principal by Edgeman. But two Anansi see what Tata, no, I can say, lawyer. Then, all of a sudden, Kwesi Japan becomes the nation's special prosecutor. Who do you think will be one of the investigative journalists of Kwesi Japan?
Awareness, obviously.
Exactly. Do you see any seriousness in this whole conspiracy of... it just does not even make sense. But Ghana, I respect Kwesi Japan very much as a lawyer. In fact, you look at the tragedy, the way
the credentials.
But as a special president, we all knew he came in because he was affiliated to certain group of people.
Yeah.
And so at that time, everybody knew that. And that is why he could not work when it came to Ufuriata. President Eduardo Transson,
The cousin.
it just does not make sense. And me, you 3 years, KSM, so now I call it a slip. He slipped.
Yeah.
Oh, really?
Oh,
yeah. But he was helpless.
and no, so God helped slipped in here. Now, go put piano to me on can't.
So, you say I've been kind of.
Yeah, now, I kind of.
Yeah.
But just say, okay, just say there were laws, didn't you want to mention no,
But the cousin was the president at the time.
Into American.
State institutions were not willing to support him.
Into American, so there was a slip. Yes, state institutions were not supporting. In fact, he shouldn't have expected state institutions to support him because at that time, we all know, including Chief Justice, we know people who were selecting them. And then maybe even in the selection of the show, that time, Chief Justice said, you may cause some profile so but because of personal claims and caprices, I said, one may you know, if you catch us with the man, be that. They said, and you what do you think now? You don't have confidence in this. I've never, people should forgive me. I've never had confidence in this so-called justice system as it stands.
Oh, I see.
Yes.
Really?
Yes. But let me run down fast and on the basis of the confidence in a woman. Do you know what I said? They made a mistake of getting into Martin people. This is a man who has been very consistent.
Yeah.
Yeah. So now, yeah, no bit where especially, yeah, party politics did it or the foul party no na who Java. No, did that. In fact, yes, it's true. He became part of Ora, isn't it?
Yeah.
No crowd between I say, MDC, but if you want to be honest with yourself, he's one of the few people you can actually point to and say, maybe we have hope in the justice. And now, the Encophobia, a Brazilian, so they will fight the current state of our justice system. Then the person comes, and Encophobia can't say, in other words, sometimes even same people, you treat them differently.
Yeah.
And not just so slow, and I say, just so you favoritism. Let me have the way example. Because you could catch that A-level style, and I'll pay you on more sister Zuma. And now there's a footballer from Liberia, John Kamunsa. TikTok.
Yeah.
Now, from Thursday. We'll be doing Zuma. And I do the actual beginning.
No, go.
And no, that's all I'm catching Zuma. One of them, no Zuma. Yes, I'm not even my classmates were scared of me. Because they don't know why that boy could get my sense of visible. Or a foreigner, what? So he has special treatment. Or so I say, me. And I born an to macho like a crack.
Yeah.
Of course, that's an animal and so now they're coming to a grandpa. And but what do you see? Or John, one enemy. Tina, they call now. I don't want for insurance and maybe will be after the mother.
Yeah.
The way I thought about the kiss job. And no, never problem bread she too. They will be They didn't understand. But see, but back to scenes. What I used to do is there be a break time who's on the way my friend. Match the system of Ghana. Empany do my pa. Never go. Me know me himself so my Obabuba. I knew. Who you say is here before people they see you as very submissive.
Yeah.
They see you as this. So I've worked on it. And some microphone in every siano or quite my John. Who quite brass and so brave. No, I can't say. Try yes and no can do my energy. Jamaica is a young son here. And upon a car, same way no crowd one. Say you have validity to say you're okay. Justice say as some noir to say you're okay. You are a lawyer or a judge in your own court or not, friend or banner. And these people they talk behind the scenes all the time. What would be wrong for you to one way or the other? Bring this guy in and get your information and let you.
If I say information is about the OSP name.
I tell you, you can even go to his office and get the information instead of calling him to your place. If you are honest enough.
I see.
You see,
you now officer na almost on the train as no me. To
be fair to Martin Kiseja, I blame him for this mess.
Okay.
But to be fair with him, the nonsense the soldiers did, probably he had no idea.
But arresting him.
And so probably he had no idea. But the thing is that leadership is always what? The cause. In some cases, to be fair with him, maybe I know. One can't jump on Monchero from and can be and I'm only no. But at that time, you were not there. But you had called him to be a shadow.
I see.
And not my brother, I know. Let's take the opportunity to advise our security people. I do not make a toda. They cannot tell me that they didn't know Martin people.
Oh, they know him.
They know him.
Now, Ocean and Irish, I'm saying that almost preconceived mindset. Go or attack your boss. But you can say Martin Pebunya opportunity via or criticizing special prosecutor. That is a fact.
Yes.
In terms of no more preconceived mindset to be. It's your Oba and hostility can be one son. Oba.
Martin Pebu no criticizing. Who you soldier new? Martin Pebu kwa ukobi.
Kiseja
Bekwa ukobi. Most of them are stationed there permanently. When I go Kiseja Bekwa,
I see.
Sir, soldier na tade ne show mo. Say the na Dr. Chichewe. You live on our council.
Yeah.
So a little bit of respect at every point in time is very helpful. Okay. And talking about this, now I had a person I encountered at Kumasi Central here. And also, I'm gonna go. Would you say there's a traffic light it will be on time of the main one. Yeah, but now it was so red now. Let's say come here. But we have a chin speed and here about me. Jirapa kwano would do my chin. Nam chair. We do no motor. No, packet. But I respected that man. Me really not food dig. I'm catcher. Yeah, I'm catcher. So I made a mistake, but who's a car to aid him? You can be denied. Probably to one. Me can't also say into awful. Well, who's it? A red muscle. That is one. Me denied the problem. Two. Or the bomb to her. Mokrian and Basaba Majani, idea. But we have any one who said the way the music is here. And this was already drew I had and I saw the police there. So you know, I wouldn't. Oh no, yeah, okay, yeah. Saturday I was in my license there. But me church now or come by, I didn't want to. So I would have loved you to feel this thing. But okay. Just go.
And
you know, I'm managing the car. Me and bro, senior but you don't number, I'm not the man. Oh, I respected reasonability. Yes, in case I mean, Bonnie, where do we have Bonnie? I said, make it tell say you're Bonnie. I'm
telling you what I'm into there.
And I'm making a good Bonnie, yet I'm into.
Right. It was therefore, on a page, the ready declares the arrest, unwarranted is illegal. Although we share the act of the special prosecutor, and I took my time to read the act. It's true it has the powers of the special, the Ghana Police Service, but only acts within corruption and corruption-related matters. In the same po, Yamasa Martin Pebu e defemi Kise Jabin, what Kasimbi and say what Kafando Gun Hufinya, what Kise Jabin can do, ni say, or police for acquire case. Na Martin Pebu or my investigating. We shall Lord Asanam Brand the County. And I pay these are the few commenter the demand on pay on the Martin Pebu Nikise Jabin was quite fluid, and I'm sure say by the end of today, going forward into the weekend, there's a lot more information that will come out from this conversation. Now, quickly, Menka Dr. Ford announced because he hear me and I must say, and the people find change. In fact, we have to wrap up around 9 because there's an interview also a Yano pay. I've just been notified, we're wrapping up around 9 with a doc and the prof on the pay. Now, a Dr. Ford issue, as I mentioned, a grave concern to many Ghanaians because healthcare there. Say we yin yami free hwa a Dr. Ford neba e wo yasitrem was ye yin ayeti hey ya yare a hospital na yakwa studio ha na yeba and it's the doctors who take care of us and say ye posture mo na so man kwa ya na ehadwin and some of the hospitals have started complaining say inadequate doctors in the mass is the patients no and they are suffering. Tia Powers for regional medical director no making the point. Say a mass is a pressure about hospital no so because doctors are almost special but no be by. As a matter of fact, I'm not pressuring the patients in they are going through challenges. So, Prof, let me start with you. I mean, how do we deal with this challenge? I didn't know doctor, your doctors on the call, certain place to be deployed.
Paka, I didn't know one person of call. Wow, take now, one person of call. Again, hypocrisy. We are in the India, one person of call.
It makes your couple some you.
I don't know.
What you pay?
It's enough. It's not enough. And until I don't know, it's uncle for night, you can be a dom called UGMC there, and I don't know more. Yes, we control the different amenities.
Yes, social amenities.
Social amenities.
Amenities. A man for more social amenities, and near me beer. The Digua Quema, my way to my way, a cost of Jojo. And the two babies of Kumasania cry. Savannah and Fabian walk Mukra, and I'm said, Timem for name why ye be into when you be the day. It was Juma. And the answer will be a door Moko, Mumpaso Moko. A dear no one tell Mumpaso Moko. Obana, the Edikaya, even the general life of the place, it took our powers.
Yeah, of course,
around this time. I just own young Kutobe diamond.
Yeah.
Into some me got now. Voting Ghana, we are president and now we are minister. And then now we are farmer. Everybody make a job. No one MCD there. That is why some of us were against this free nursing, free teaching. Nema. Name yeah, I on the sebi. I don't know here. And come call ye. And then I see the Kakraka, a nice in and almost see Victoria Heights.
Yeah, come up.
You think I would let you call what? I'm not going to Victoria Heights.
ABC
Walk community is see her with the more inside nursery. That's why you're for government workers. And here I'm talking about not even ordinary government, what you call
essential services.
Doctors. That will say the essential services. I want to protect the and don't you know what reason the prestige so
yeah.
And I say, Osako Sakura Hamatan no money into grano. The salary now man 1,200, you know. Or hold into 10% of it, 120 by Saturday. That was so. And secretary made in Ghana food and Kenya day. By a doctor would you know every month you give him a bag of locally then right a yukakra. I hear okay the crew walking so the one gym song. Cry traditional you cry so a second one cry. You also help, you know. What am I trying to say? You are making the life of the person what comfortable. And you are now also a regiment to what for a regiment I call one. Also do one share dino. I will near private hospital work one dino. Also go uncle Sabi uncle wine.
But also doing the power. You go to school, say. The people go to the school, say, I'm found with the panel. No, but can you do so? I'm a doctor for Dosso. It's young call
until you are with me. And I'm saying, doctors and Dosso can not every new Honjino. And I so see your home. The door now call a condosso better. You see, sometimes we are so quick to blame people. Nchakwala no be out in Kwesi no wiem nam na kwala we na so dey usu wo kwa adwuma no pa no wa amane aduane ani wa amane sika na obi so nchira akwala nyame akwala akom de no hu enkwasi wo ne mu nam efa efe eso otumi gibi no ore nti wo na ama akwala ne dan dey krofo and you see I wouldn't say I'm unnecessarily defending doctors, but you see, if I am a doctor and you send me to work, I may call my copper. They even do it to our national service personnel.
Yeah.
Check what the I can't be a Puseko West to her. What not also uncle Naleru na Nalerugo, because I have an experience. Nalerugo. The girl went, and he was just lucky to have bumped to Papa B or Sofuna. No one's one in them promo. So, Friday, I'm a share of people, so Sofuna. And look around, how do you believe that? When you run a sort of, or that or Oyerepa, and go ahead.
Yes,
you see, so let's do the answer ahead.
Fata.
And as a man in two son, how do you blame a doctor say?
Manage situations for
one manage support to
supporting doctors no
this situation be out to. So catch them say abane say o mom we an ka be hu jabi am so good doctor for so anopay.
Mama 1 week or 2 weeks say mama nko no.
In fact
mama nko
it's even invalidating them.
Because na me say the kind
it's invalidating them. And I make say o kind was say oye press conference no ka mom 1 week no say na ya mom. Obi okọ ebi I want a 2-bedroom house and security and a day and I'm condition now here this. If I'm saying I go judge and I'm a doctor for us. But see the reality we all know. The things we all know, but shy away from speaking to them is that the conditions are poor.
My mom tax incentives on their cars. Oko imported car about that. I mean, these are some of the. I talk about. We are doctor.
These are peripherals. These are. Let's look at the concerns of the doctors and speak appropriately to them.
I see.
You see, I'm praying fiancia any more you know that school you brown bre husband baby bioma komu wa wie na afi na oba twetwe no kakra no e ho crowd dey koi anke kumasi ana akra no minim me I don't have to give anything to my doctor at KNOS because or a colleague or a friend but ni mistake us you know say baby that crowd that no people ha me papa second wife free ebesra me weekend no dey body ebe fun obi buy me see your doors on na me before to go me car to you ko fi na so me da ko ja
no
na le do ho na dey be to car to dey abidjan we are talking about things people get even in my class
you know
people get money envelopes na le go na bro envelope ono mu open envelope ya people na oba mu ahwe
no pay envelope no.
Let's look at the needs of this. So you say the needs in Nam so bonkwa. And you know my near no. Near cancer. Oh man, if you was on have we even talked about the psychological state of these doctors? If we force them to be there.
I see.
Me and cancer. I know and I like that minister. The health minister. Akando, if you look at his trajectory of his life, into an pain. And you see, I can't make actual look at the needs of the doctors before. If you have anything to say against them, you say.
Mate, it's a for the prophecy about no onfa and to make life more comfortable. And I agree with them on an example of Veronica Heights. You know, it's see Bima a doctor for a bebwa. I remember say it's one of the part of the concept, you know. So we see something like that, you know, recreational park, you know, a village craft or doctors and nurses, and they can be there and be comfortable. And, you know, doc, I believe that because you see that I mean, we make us a prophet, right? But you might not know a da prof bekon na yogu, and I'm bekon na yogu, and I'm bekon na yogu. Na ebe du hono, na bi akwa yare, na doctor ndi ho a. So we should factor all those things into consideration.
Traditional doctors
Kwesi de o kan nyina no ewo.
Yes.
Basa ade we no awo ho ache. Awo ho ache. Me we training college. Obi okọ Josco 1997 bia be kasa asem ye ne ye principal nya issue kakra. Eti yenia na yedi animu no the panishe ye posting ye de call the 3 northern regions that time na 5 me call ye no na ye de me call Tamale Kudu tamale. Robo say.
No say.
Ye nwie.
Miti.
Ye di do tamale no. Ene ye say komu di me ko Salega.
Okay.
But director no we Asante Nufi hwea. Ohu me na so ho de kwanwa.
Salega kwanwa.
Ntimido ko Savlugu Nanton. Satanes Savlugu Nanton. Na ye nti.
Ne bom.
Se ben no.
Ben no na ho ben.
Yeah. Timi ko dru ho no na me call district education office. I'm share district education office dan no. Na me ka kire me ho say
Adu Aquarius.
you say the me wie enyaba. E wo wi ase me bae. Dan me re ho pa.
Ayo.
Savlugu na ye de me ko no. Minni baby a me koda in the first place by posting me. Eti meka ama amanfo ate ase say aban adwuma ye fo a omu wie score e posti wo mu no eya aban onwene wo mu ho kakra in as smart as say opese me koye adwuma no akoda mawie training college mini dwetire.
That's the point.
She me case kam di free Kumasi call Tamale esa call Savlugu.
Yeah, you have a point there.
So what you say? Me call ya me ko sue ma. And this is what I did. Me ba director no. This director no say I can't be in this office. This town. I must go back. I will say on fa me card mami. That time you supposed to a card me the man. Kwesi? It's not me card in the table so. Where you da? Na sata Motorola ko. O sorry say o kwakuti oba en mafama de.
To want now.
Mantra odana na dweno ami fikomo.
Osua de say o ko impact knowledge.
Yes.
And they need your services more.
Me ko impact knowledge na me ko. At that time 97 now nim Savlugu na to say ho titie.
97
unim de na ho titie. So Argentina mo nya niam ma na nya comfortable. Kakra man obia wo yi na free region of
the home region.
With home region. Na oko baby a won tena hoda. Ana munya bibi man na setena mu ha no. Oko office no Land Cruiser so ye di amount. Wo gardener, wo gardener. Odi ase yamau bibia bi. But mo dwene omo ye adwuma no ma man na ko so no. Ye dwene omo ho ana. Sa ukọ nurses baby e bi sha. Ye koye bi wo village bi na me hwe girl no. Pa du mi say say. Adai. Nightingale, o ma me no ana. Mi bi say o ma me no.
Na wa mu so ado.
Ana wo na oba be Afia get the jira won din o say daddy mini boafo
o pepa
nti mama
o pepa so
okombe kume eti enkosi da ben na adwuma ye fo asetenam be hia aban enkosi da ben
but you say in
this no asa akofa akatua fia say George
when na me ba no
so dia say na wo dia masa ankofo we mu
donc when na me ba say o say eniska
one eniska say Ghana kasa yenisika
it's sacrifices
no we all
must one way or the other sacrifice to build a nation
oba ayo omaya every year over $3 billion eliki francophone sem Ghana niska aseba na kan me obi oba kasa Ghana niska be ya me ne nya adwene
but they sacrifice that
because leakages nkoa no $3 billion a year
yin baby efa so
yin baby efa baby e ko bia yenim aseba ne kan sa no ye nye prepare ya etimode honhom ani beye honhom na tiemu etimi bi duru ho no ma mo amaka bia mu aseba de ko she no prof can national service wo say me mesom oman marketia kra nu 1200 marketia for busumi nu 1200 den na me de kwa hindan anti wo de makoto ba bi sa enra obi frɛ me say national service le ba no e wa Ashanti region na koto pon dade koto hwan e wa
la dade koto pon
sa
obi hian dan so han
so ba han
la dade koto pon
e na obi sa me na me say me ba bi ana mete kra no se dan da ho no ma me mete wager
ye kwan wa baby
free wa ko
koto pon that is around no
there of a kwan wa oh ti no kra wo mu ni say eti say
shadows
ye bibi sa no a ye sa say ye do bi ko ba bi a ye nwini o mu ho kakra ye nwini o mu ho na o masetram so hu ya chama me cho e do si o mu kwan Land Cruisers na o motor no Land Cruisers no say maka say obi o ti Land Cruiser mu no bia mu no what 36 unit classroom block sa mako 36 and what him 36 unit classroom block offices room their storeroom bibia room enya unit classroom block tiani bio well equipped one no mako 36 and what him
so man sacrifice your
Land Cruiser so adentina muntimi emphasize Land Cruisers ni ngu baabi na mo dia mo comfort there by adwuma for comfort there ehu hia mo
so support doctors no
na me support mo say be na ken
doc
yeah and na me to hwe it's time I say you can
our brothers and sisters
I say you catch ye mpanyifo say anema na o maye no aye bi agyan na mo nwene adwumayefo ho adwumayefo ni Ghana ye gina hefa post to be no so post ni ba kwa na aka oni ni nyame sa doctors so ska be ne kita no a wode ekwa kwaje edan so they say it also on your private hospital no fool say when you do be dia
obetina fie akwa
obetina fie aye because me ye time no most of it ye batch no ebi manko ebi kwa de abufo jade kire
oh okay
ebi de abufo jade kire
won kwatratra Germany ni
who say ode abufo jade kire kra because baby e de na koto no odi agobewu arentina munyi yasa be kwa remember some time ago se me de ba adikire mu a na teacher ni kra wo kwa na Bangalore bi attach school no
omo Bangalore but endorse
there be na make na nurse obi started
endorse
Kwesi obi started
sibita
eti ye nyina ya yire hu na sibita atata ho a eka yan solve problem be
you're right on that
now the doctors for the doctor Kitobi and they can in such places we needed to have not send new doctors there people that have been in the service into a year you about 20 years such people normally even want such places to relax into all corner na making a nice papa or the pano or maid or the a senior doctor you'll be happy because we they want to go and help humanity but you don't go and help
young doctors are moving school fresh
I've always said because in those villages you need even the most experienced doctors not the power we husbands or daughter no say on a young
say you also western not
me mako yi bako hospital
but
me describe me ba no area me describe and now we bukum
as no obi bukum
na hwar me fa me ban tram bu na mpie and hospital bi wo
he needs to learn and Ken was here I must give them the care director of our hospital
right
you see what excellent because no even the young doctors every consulting room there's a new doctor and an older person
okay
so you see say new doctor no I know busa
senior doctor
senior we was in the condition we am prescribed that no in fact this Tuesday I had an experience the lady a young Muslim girl working with this older man I said well I probably busa senior also busa no okay say see busa go or say I okay so then add this to it.
I see.
Would you get that in the
gunya or no abe yusu ni Nigerian Bibia right?
A in fact doctors consult. It took a baby or me brena nipa de dan pass no you nipa ba ko de be no there's normally a team
and emotion to be 3B
team now they also never go power and go about the team so you see yeah we are not serious
we are not serious. If I do be wrapping up and not pay with the dog in the prof, as I mentioned, I'll be minded say we have a quick interview to do this morning. If I got some earlier, but they couldn't come earlier, so I'm saying if I it's prof. Any final way to be, and I say, dog, any mama prof, so I'm
no, final words now. I can have 100% doctors per on fire at my papa going and your monk, make be my teacher for, make be about
about human
being. Make no margin homes are free things and because you see Makato the be as a fruit to grow down to Makatawa. You just to grow out. Yanchi said, yes, she said, not to man for no so. I thought sometimes we are not angry enough. We should force government hand to do the right thing for the workers.
That's a prof, Mate. Doc.
Kwesi, ni nyina na prof aka no. Me nyini be ye adwuma since 97. Me hu say aban bia adwene adwuma ni bia ho.
Aban
bia each one for himself and go for us all. It ye besre. It's time I say omuti omani hwe adwuma yefo. Na omunyai say obi ebe wura politics within 4 years. How come say obi call parliament? Na yamano housing loan. And I yamano Land Cruiser. Na obi aye adwuma 35 years. Last time I buy me catch or say me colleague bia over retirement. Where adwuma 35 years scared the money na 60,000 Ghana cedis. When you won't
look at that.
And you won't
the pension on.
It's your best. Omuntu mani share adwuma for. Se me ba edan da ho me hand dan money ma me sika no metimi asave bi. So what you say?
We invest bi.
Na me invest. Me call retirement me ho kra enkyere me. No munya say yesesama enkofo 276. What you say? Ene enkofo bi wo ba bia o monkwa na di seska no. It's time omuntu mani hwe adwuma for.
Dog, that's dog. Any few words for our families? I'm not much on families day. Any few words for them?
Any papa enkofo baako so a omuso so ya to mu asara. Me call Atebu ba mountain area ho. Na beans egu ho. Beans omunya tofo. Beans o edua
free SHS.
Yeah, free SHS. Yeah, friends say I didn't know your friends say basic schools, you know. Yeah. School feeding. Na beans egu eho.
Na say.
Mesre aban. Omo can be a woman no. Ye besre womo. Omo nko that area. No mun ko baby a grains man wor mun ko to. Me kai say ye nkra ni o grains board.
Yeah.
GCB ho. GCR. Let's revival grains board revival grains board. Na omudi e ho agodo.
But that's prof. Any few words for our families.
I mean sure omo ntimi ati ba bi. Right. E hope so that and sure omo no sure omo na. They need to abank so I omo bi nsesiko. But
Professor Charles Mafo, Provost, College of Humanities and Social Sciences, Ken Wesibeda Senanope, Prof. Charles Mafo, and also Dr. Eric Bimpong, Political and Economic Policy Analyst. So has been my guest this morning on the show. Dr. Ebeda Senanope. And it was for what's in a man for in but there's hope for you. It's not ended. There's hope for you. A year St. Andrews Senior High School, Emma Queen Sebra. Na betro a year what's in the fufro. If they are doing admission for a year Form 3s, it's all the subjects a year senior high school in St. Andrew Senior High School a year be it's a modern so beba na also so wabaji a year into now it's virtual exams and what passing year but they have excellent boarding facilities now results now Omo churning out because they get a lot of results. In fact, Omo asin for su, Omo mankesim, ube homo, nere dubiasi dunkwa, fin, Shama ube homo, sexual, yoso, sexual assignment so fachami, sexual assignment so ube homo, ewo, Tanope, when I saw before St. Andrews Senior High School on 0244 696911 0244 696911 and at 0207 891004 0207 891004. It's in the, if you fail your WASSCE exams, for all hope is not lost. There's still an opportunity for you, and that opportunity no air St. Andrews Senior High School. Make I say be dia in komo ketobi and not pay on Galamsey na Jonafo, head of communications, responsible cooperative mining and sales development program. Or why not pay? Uncle John, I'm going to pay.
Uncle Pakuti. We are welcome.
Say be okay.
Yamia Dumakwa.
Yes. Nanti responsible cooperative mining. This is a program they could saying. Mashan go for na say mood training you what's happening.
Yeah. First of all, was on menchia. Na menda wase say o mama akonya kakra. Yene etifo be dim komo kakra.
Right.
Yeah, na menchia me honorable minister for lands and natural resources, honorable Amakofi Boa, name boss, honorable Frank Asari Pedro. Our cause them she share me started you know your call you know you didn't get home bebre ne mining communities you know in most of the regions maybe about 7 regions
right.
Upper West, Upper East, Savannah, Western North, Ahafo, ne Ashanti region higher and then communities we didn't come you educate you on how to mine responsibly so na be ya show ya I say ya edi enya wo krom hai ene ye sas ya me no ka say 55 hectares of our forest reserve compared to about 7,500 football pitches the Kumasi Accra Sport ya bobo mo no ye be hwe kwan be fa so a e be jai kwan bone e fa so etu ye fo megudie nyakopon de hira ya say ye nhira e ma ye Ghana fo ni timemufo no mo ye too good no ho no na be dane bibia ye ntumi mbodi
na be dane
no me ama ye enti no ye kwa first and foremost no ye kwa community na ye engage ahemfo no mo ho no opinion leaders no mo ho no ye no munya nkata ho kire ne ade na ye minerals commission for EPA blue water guard police for ene EPA for na enya yakọ eno munya nkata ho die ya church mo ye wia na ye hia small scale miners no ana we can say be Galamsey for ye hia omunyo enya nkata ho die a kire mo say kwan na mo fa so a mutu efoma gudie no enye kwan pa say mo make sure say mba fa kwan pa so because me no ka say we call Tanzania African country omuso mu yes small scale money ya we call mo sa say no munsu a en say it say na e dey ya say ya say na okay e dey nya wo krom hai we call Australia and Canada nya mo nya mu bi wo ha mo ya en dey nya den na Ghana nko ade we call Pretoria Johannesburg South Africa nya omu tu fo magude ho we call mpuntuo aba krono so a krono nya ho fa so e ba nsa na Ghana dey aba nsa ni na ye enhihye ya mo mfa nto ho abambi ebetwe mu enti no mempese meye no we no our concept ye guso a ye ncheche ye education pa akoyi a meche se bibia akobia no omanya ntiase a
sa omanya ntiase enti mbebru no mo kam ho
mo kam bo mu a sesi ano sa wo mfa kwan pa so pa na wo de ye foma gudi dia na mus befa wadamfo na ono wa bankran na embrano no we di se no eteno but bebi yakobia no
what is the strategy? What's the strategy?
Yeah, the strategy is say your first and foremost no. On say no although institutional me one our concept you're launching chair but it has been there since previous administration. And then friend national alternative livelihood for employment for illegal miners no.
Okay. And friend community mining.
Yeah, community mining no. Now while the media community mining be di enya wo krom ha. Eno na nipa ba ko tumi gibe concession be 10 na foreigners akwafa foreigners go without proper training without proper monitoring without proper compliance enti oye ne se na de opebia ono no otu amano wi a ense so be make sure say amano wetu no obe cover so na wetu me duadua bi wo so na we ja ne sa enti show to na ani show na level assassinate level your forest say we don't even have permits to go to that you know one gasa so we di hujuma bebre taba na wo previous way
right.
Yeah you know they don't do the proper mining no proper regulation in your proper monitoring your proper compliance in your you know say see ano the thing say there crime na be fa so a e be jai sa dwumadi we ni aye no papa se na Ghana fo benya ho faso timamifo no mto benya ho faso enti ye kwa education na you know mo nya church education na ye expert wo ha omo no mo nya nkatamodie head of technical head of geologist na ye boss ene me answer am as head of communication you know mo nya kasa chenti you could be answer positive result
okay
maybe ya could be a positive result say see and you move from education no you go so ya me no ka say 3 cooperatives are ya launch
okay
back wo western region back so half back so entunia ponua
atwuma
ponua busumi anasa Afia wo mu ya no ye be operationalize or ye be pilot ni ye hu kwan be fa so ye be hu say
it's no omo sa cooperatives that man launch no
yeah
how are they going to work differently from Galamsey?
There's going to be proper monetization.
Bo monetize.
Be monetize mo nkasa nti no your department no ye wo MNU wo ho comprise department so wo ho a yankasa be make sure say dia ye dia mo so mo yan because first and foremost no I say before kwa na ye be mo license say do mo call UMOT
okay
na mo nya chekere oyenko nka ye say ye si ye ba be siesie but that day no ye sa ko ka ye de enwanu be ye no enti no mo call UMOT ko ka chinya chekere
you don't go University of Mines and Technology
yeah
that is UMAT
for no
say omunko chinya sibia ye mining in a proper way
nkasa ye wia so me make sure so mo license o mo de yes adwuma no enti minerals commission mo license na o ya so mo nya EPA so license na mo nya our course them so mo nya license na water commission mo nya mo license na you make sure say even kwa no be mo ka ye adwuma wo no say mo nya hospital wo which is a clinic so na be serve as first aid ma nkofo na ekaye adwuma because adwuma ye creative ma community no je say nya bibia say first aid wo we metuma nya change room na identity all this is wo ho then they zoom in into the adwuma no mo ye no omo ye wie so before mbe fi ho so mbe fi ho no say making sure say one of our mandates say ombetumi reclaiming assassin no omo reclaim assassin wie so say making sure say ombedua aduaba bi wo so assassin say edua ba wo so say edua kube wo so say edua ndua wo so asede say yes ade no onu nti no cooperatives no apart from so omo ye adwuma no 80% goes to the cooperative.
Okay.
Nti no ebia se na omo ma de breaking your friend breaking day. Nti wo ka say on train na 100 bosumi ansa na wakaji obekọ na with this kind na. Nti the thing say every breaking day bia no 80% goes to the cooperatives. 20% we make sure say 15% goes to the community direct for development infrastructure and then 5% also goes to out of the 15% 5 go ahemfo no because asase no wura ebusua ne ade ho then 5% also goes to government for the same development or no you make sure that there's a committee CSOC media for amoka ho ahemfo be yi omo de aban be yi omo de mineral commission EPA for be yi omo de na ye de infrastructure development na make no then 5% also come to outcomes them or no dey monetization comprise near say omo we claim asase na you be make sure say ombe sadie no nti it has been success.
One challenge what Galamsey which me and the coach one point a few weeks ago me discover and say omunim baby a good in war specifically it's in a run so move to 20 so move to so they excavate the ground and arts or say umako to a good how comes the pia will come was say would you have some form of a technology? I bet you specifically where a good year no one say me bad demo ha. I had a good year you watch. I had a be two. And say me two ha, me two ha, and sana.
And that is what has been worrying us because under the previous administration, Nanka said they should have collaborated with Minerals Commission because Mineral Commission have those experts. And before Kwabbe Kwasi, as I said, Oyerepa ha, about me two. And so we have geologists who has been trained by UMAT mo sa akudie na mbetumi ehu say aha no omukura sa machines na ombetumi detect say aha no ye two gold wa ebenya ho mfaso gold no wo ho a ebetumi adon de no etumi aboa wankasa wenya ho mfaso wenya community so wenya ho mfaso but adon de no mo nya sa de no anti ihye a ye de aba different from Nalep and say we have a geologist department in our agency no omo nso ye was technical head so we ho omo na mo before kra na ye be ko na ke engagement na ye nim say omo tu asase no kra no ye nim say omo tu gold no ho but we still do geological survey. Yeah, with
do you have enough geologists?
Yeah, we have enough because we collaborate with EPA Minerals Commission and yes we geologists we are omo yes collaboration na ye test we are near their lab aka test we say ampa there is gold here. We move on to the chiefs to engage the chiefs say yaba masase so ye hu say illegal miners or mudi assassin but yanso yaba be hu ye hu say assassin ye can test we hu say ade a ebeboa yen. So after engaging the chiefs and the community leaders and tiasieba before we move to the concession owner because as no mudi as we good or there is a concession owner onu na hu say oboase anansen ya no anase Adam was to say ahwen bi any Adam for ka say omo no may breach in mistrust of contract you know dia omo no yes say omo bu omo assassin bi na komukedi we assassin say sa dia no yen as responsible cooperative mining skills and development program yen no omo yes hye engage concession owners for no through led by our honorable minister for lands and natural resources with my two deputies omo ko ne EPA for ne water commission for ne ade na eko no mo ka ye engagement say am no ka say engagement bi ni ya ko du pempen so bia abane say you to me operationalize 3 of the cooperatives busumi and Afia Broni ye be no pilot na ahwe so na ade no
John what can I say on beko you mat akwakoye training what's the period, what's the duration?
We know ebi wo ha take be 3 months 6 months
3 months.
I
think so we be team the 3 months to share be proper mining
me sure pa because the thing is omo no I ade omo ye mining that aban so be support omo but e kwan omo fa so omo ye no they do first and foremost they don't do any geological survey. And you know, when we are there to support to ensure that there's a geological survey, yes, so we are making sure we are monitoring and evaluating whatever they are doing there. There's a compliance department who is also ensuring that we are there to monitor. I say we are market training about I say making sure say every president our presence will be felt at the site there.
Such training on the best sponsor and say
the best sponsor.
So I seen the mining be a cooperative be no. Aban will sponsor individuals on Kwesi.
Individuals. Yeah,
a corporate
group of people.
So how many numbers are you expecting?
And you know, under the corporate after registering with Ghana's corporate society, 15 members.
So 15
minimum,
members.
But maximum should be 25.
Okay, so we are operating between 15 and 25. It's one corporate between 15 people 25, or 20, more than about 25 people. 30, so not more than 25, not less than 15. And between forming corporate.
But if they are 30, why not?
If they are 30, why not? Okay, granted. It's because I'm talking about it because of the numbers involved. It's ocean numbers now. Everyone said 30 as a corporate now. Nipa 30 from various groupings. Nipa 30 almost about 50 people. About 50 groups. That is almost about 150.
We take their leaders, and all the they are leaders.
And two for leaders in the
leaders, no muso ma baba enya oni
okay. So a leaders in na be form enye the group members in maybe say why the best sponsor because if Aban is going to sponsor sa be at one point which means about 50 groups
50 groups
which is made up of 30 members each 50 what must I say so now that we can say leaders of the group. But how confident are you say leaders of the group?
It is our mandate. It is after no man kono.
Yes, it ever far. Different from
different far from it. Far from it cry. The form of galamsey. No, because this form of galamsey here inform community engagement. Yeah, nine was for konkeche. Illegal mining that will allow them to mine what like the way previous administration allowed when the president said I'll put my head on the table, I'll put my presidency on the table. Now he allowed his people, the regional executives this time around when him say 2 national executives a cragina investigation. And this government is determined and focused to ensure that the law of this country works. So now, your former chief justice kind of the law is the law, and it's the law. And you know, who be out fi aban we not so who be adie bi a be touch ma ne ehihia Ghana ya hyehyɛ say ye di tu efuma gude ndie am brand no be ti papa san am brand say
I see.
Yeah.
It was for the pay many the head of communications Edema responsible cooperative mining and skills development program. I'm trying to short outcomes depth. And the head of communication, that is John Afo, and they didn't come about how, because I'm saying a DNA. It's something that we've been talking about. And in my case, John Mama, when you should try the legacy also. And so I'm saying, I don't know whether we should raise our hands in despair. Yeah. Say, oh, I don't want to me yet to know.
David, I go to buy papa. Me no say. Mwankasa one of your group members, journalists for ya titi. So onimu no.
Ya titi.
So call Elembele. He shows evidence. Me so me wo you call Western Offer. Rivatano, me try video I show no. Maybe na ye wo no. Me nka say show ni na but where we were no there was a improvement one of our engagement you try video we are meant to send amawa
I see
me person many interaction of course into media ma producer say
I see
send more now on social
that's fine
there is improvement but yen ka say but because of this positive signs now I'm assuring you say before we go to Ghanaians for our scorecard no I mean, there will be a positive
for the fight against them.
So yeah,
I'm we finally cooperative members now.
Yeah,
I don't much be because say or some register for mining license.
Yeah.
Poman or some bit here.
Minerals Commission license. They have to pay because that's why in the group they have to get somebody who is a financier to help the group to be able to
acquire the license. Acquire license now, and one said the other things.
No, after Minerals Commission license, so we have EPA license.
Okay.
Now we have our concept, so we have a license.
Oh, okay.
We have Water Commission so license.
Okay.
Baby, I obey you one and I say to me see, maybe to say first it is a clinical something will be because you do
and I ask them as them clinic and say
you say be a see a whole community but I say be to say first aid we be 3 apartment be crana when you are determined to do something to ensure that the right thing is done you have to move from there because you can't do the same old things and expect you will be getting no we are inviting you to come when we go and do the pilot and you will come and see wonders what we are doing this month before the end of this year
before the end of the month
before the end of this year
because and they fit
the plans are far advanced
okay Mate
and after that and yet only for mining we are only for skills there's another alternative for those illegal miners who are there and as a getting themselves involved with illegal mining we are also there to train them and bano ebi obi so osun etibo so osun ase na ye etiye mbema ebi obi so osun ase na ye 2 block mason ni ebi a carpentry na dey nya no man dey say e be church o me ewie ntu a ya mom bibi kaka no mo dey start omo ndwuma na omo ye no nti ni na ya other alternative a ye pese ye fi kwan bone so a ana kwan ye fa so a ye fom agudi ye na these are some of the incentives a ye dey ato kwan mu a me no kasi training kofu bebre a ya mom satan
John me da sia no pay
me so me da wase pa
Shakama we na in just a minute or two and Ghana for kasa mo kenka mom ye galamsi Afia yamba pia no pay
ayo anti me da mo asese Oyerepa mama akonya se ye ne minus for ndun komo the American say aban ya tisu yi enchi se yebetu ye fom agudie because fom agudie ye agudie a Nyankopon kasa de a chen se yemfa yentu ne yemfa mbo ye ho ban na yemfa nye development we krom ha ukọ other countries African countries bebre ho a omutu fom agudie ya ukọ development e wo infrastructure development wo amakwan ye omunsuo ense ye omun forest ense ada na Ghana de ante betre mo aban enchi se mbetu fom agudie ba momfa kwan paso na momfa ntu fom agudie se na be ya ya da chimba omuso mumba no ombenya bibi asampa akafa ya ho
Ebara say na no pay na before ya be kono Mankind Foundation say mankind just say Yami Adoma on the 15th of December this month here. Our Prempa Assembly Hall. Almost free cervical cancer screening. Any free medical consultation for Ghana mining. It's a Huawei or Bawo Kumasidi. Yami Adoma on the 15th of December. Our Prempa Assembly Hall 9 a.m. sharp. But more than so beba a year Prempa Assembly Hall na fe. O my sa free cervical screening and edia my father ehunhia pa man omunhia ye nti no cervical cancer so where na a problem mamba bebre nti ye besre so be ko hu ntem a bitimi akio ntem and our medical condition be na screening na yenhwe o problem ho na fe wo so kosa compare ho treatment for that condition it's in a bomodin so beba a year 15th no now the next day which on the 16th of December no it was for no the bear will bossy 16 December no dia no e be koso bossy AGA Clubhouse ti mo modern so be free 0591 020 839 0591 020 839 and 0244 277 589 number is BM 0244 277 589 Kumasi dia na ekeme aso yasen kama and eye oboase dia no so oboase East and West Assembly no o maso yasen kama ti Mankind Foundation any Zulika Hospital in Dubai in a this argument dey e de bre Ghana mba titru mo amo eye Kumasi it is if you miss the Kumasi opportunity on the 15th and on the 16th you can also get an opportunity e wo bossy AGA Clubhouse ehona ombeye sa ayedwede and also 9 a.m. sharp and ombeye sade ntibusafo and on pere mo fan chen hana edwede no ebesi my guest this morning of course Dr. Grimpong was in the studio this morning. Professor Charles Mafu was in the studio this morning and mene John Afo, head of communications at the Comsdep, that is responsible cooperative mining and a skills development program on the head of communications for that. John Afo. Well, I've known him from Parliament for so many years. My name is I don't know on that question. I'm happy to see him this morning. John.
Munso so the power.
Come on.
Come on, because me buy kwanu should be to say vote ni na kwa parties me buy or you pension mano nti me konkra me so be bredi akọ na me dia kama we say me buy or you munso no the power. Me jai so bi anu man mo.
I for joy that's. There is therefore I don't pay I had a day in Komono ebesibidin at the Kwesi Park Wilson. Have a good morning.